Hello, it is the 22nd of February, and we have been sketching together for almost a month. It's a short month this time around. February's a bit shorter. And we've done so many sketches together already, I've lost count. There have been two Saturday live streams where we've done 10-minute portraits, and then a bunch of others. So maybe have we done, if we've done all of them, that maybe that's like 40 portraits already. That, yeah, no, hang on, wait a minute, 38? Because, yeah, maybe. Anyway, that's a lot of portrait sketching. And the idea of this 10-minute portrait challenge, hi Cora, hi Pear, the idea of this is that we just practice a lot, get to draw a lot of wonderful faces, and we're doing it together, and it's so awesome having you along for the ride. Thank you so much. And it's been great getting some suggestions of people to draw. Hi, Irina. Today, Jane, my dear friend, who for almost 3 years now has been coming along drawing together every Tuesday. Hi, 81 Tizzle, suggested that we sketch Miyakami. And there's a couple of really wonderful songs that I've linked down in the description. Here is the photo of Mia that we will be working from. And she's from Tonga, I think, currently living in Fiji, and has such a beautiful music and activism through creativity and music, and it's really wonderful. Hello, Marlies, Susanna, Tom, Charlotte. It's great having you all here. So, it's time to start drawing. And I'll see the last couple I don't know, it's been a bit tricky to keep to the 10 minutes. So we'll see how we go now. We've got this amazing hair. I'm thinking the portrait's going to be a bit smaller for this one, and we'll just go for it. So let's start our 10-minute portrait. Have fun, everyone. And I've got Mia's Instagram tag here. And down in the description, you can see I have linked to her YouTube channel in the YouTube description. And you can't actually tag Mia on Instagram, which I just found out. But that's all right. You can still share and use these hashtags. And it's been so nice listening to Mia's music. There are 4 tracks on Spotify that you can hear as well. And she has an incredible voice, and I was talking with Kira last night about the idea of loving activism, and that and I was having a chat yesterday about the idea of the activism where people are like throwing oil and paint and soup on paintings in galleries. Be interesting to know what you think about that kind of activism, and trying to bring people's awareness to the fact that more should be done for the environment and the climate by throwing soup and oil on paintings. And yeah, there's been some... I like to take lots of different perspectives into account. And I understand the feeling that like not enough is being done to protect this beautiful world, which we are blessed to be able to inhabit and live in. And at the same time, it's kind of polarizing and antagonizing to, there's definitely a time and place for aggression and even destruction. But yeah, I'm not sure about attacking art to save nature. But I'd be super keen to know what you think about that kind of activism. And yeah, we got onto this topic of conversation about loving activism to spread awareness through a kind of loving approach and a valuing and cherishing, rather than a kind of fear and anger, which just generally, I know in the way I try to raise my children, the way I try and help them be equipped to deal with certain situations. I like to. I feel like it's beneficial to be able to deal with things in a loving, understanding way, and the music of Mia is so beautiful. The first link that I put in the description was a song that she's done at a TED talk, I guess, but although I couldn't find it anywhere else, but it links to an Instagram post that she posted on Instagram, and singing about the ocean and how the ocean has done so much for us, and that we also need to take care of her. And yeah, it's just such a beautiful and an important message, I think. So thank you so much, Jane, for bringing Mia's music to my awareness. Painting is innocent. The anger would be better directed at those with actual power. Yeah, and it's tricky. It's tricky. I understand. Like I was talking with my friend yesterday. Like he was like, why don't they go into Parliament and start throwing buckets of oil around in Parliament? It's like, I guess going into those kind of institutions is kind of like a fortress, and I guess that makes the art gallery is kind of accessible because there are people going through there all the time, and there's this kind of it seems like an easier target and perhaps a slightly misdirected target. But I guess the thing is the people with power and the institutions that have the power to really make a direct change, they're kind of inaccessible. Yeah, tricky. But yeah, it's important, I think, somehow to be able to have a conversation about. And something I would like to think that maybe we can together, like, help each other figure out how to deal with certain challenges in life, and to create and make art in a way that helps to foster kind of loving understanding and awareness of things. And that's like hearing in Mia's music, that's like, you know, art, music has the power to directly reach people, and also what we do in drawing and sharing these images and what we choose to give our attention and awareness to, that that is something that, you know, there's so many things we don't have a say in, things that are happening beyond our control, and to be able to create and share work in a way which focuses on uplifting, empowering things, I think is feels like a good way to deal with a lot of what's going on. Unfortunately, the bad in the world gets much more publicity than the good. That's totally it. Like, because people, you know, you can get pretty wound up about that, and it feels like I remember since high school I've been pretty kind of cautious with the news, because it's like so full of bad news, and that's the thing. Again, if you choose to give your awareness to that, then it can really drag you down. And I've definitely been through phases of consuming news, which has just got me into a really unproductive kind of downward spiral. And so that's kind of like the challenge now. It's like, how do we hold the balance of being aware of things, but also being aware of the good, because there's good and there's people doing beautiful, wonderful things, and it's not all bad. There's a lot of bad, and it's not all bad. So yeah. Often it's difficult for me to get a person's facial expression. Is there any advice on how to help? That's a good question, Tom. Lots of practice. I feel like, there's not much time left. The way I work, I've tried different kind of structural approaches, because there are really incredible structural videos. If you check out the YouTube channel Proco, he has this really wonderful series on drawing the face, and some really incredible advice, and that's something that helped me but I enjoy a loose approach, and I feel like doing a lot of sketches and a lot of timed sketches, a lot of short sketches, has really helped me a lot. But you also need to, or it's helpful to combine it with a kind of critical look at what you're doing, to be like, what is it exactly that doesn't look right? And often it'll be just really subtle distances. Like a big one for me is between the nose and the lips. Like I often notice when I get that wrong, it's like, wow, it makes the whole face look like a different person's face. And so you can learn a way to look at things and perceive the kind of differences and the relationship between shapes, which will get closer to getting a likeness. Like to capture that facial expression. And yeah, lots of practice is definitely important, and that's why we're doing this together, because the more we practice, the more opportunity we have to practice the way we perceive and represent what we're seeing. So there are superstructural approaches, but I find more compelling in my own practice is to draw a lot and spend less time, but try and focus on understanding the relationship between different shapes and the interaction of angles and forms, and and when an important practice, I think, also is that when you, like I think I addressed this recently, that I've done portraits where it's just like, I just can't understand what doesn't look right about this, and to dedicate some time to trying to understand how things like differ between the reference, if it's important for you. And if you just have a really loose approach, that can also be wonderful. But if you would like to, if you strive for getting a likeness or trying to get the expression right, then after a sketch to kind of look at it and try and understand what could be different, how it could look more like that particular person or that particular expression. But definitely, I feel like in my experience, at least, the amount of drawing, and I've done a lot of practice, but even in the early days of starting to practice, when I did, rather than focusing on fewer, more finished pieces, just to do more sketching and to loosen up, that really helped me a lot. In my understanding of the way I represent different expressions and facial features. So that was Proko. That was 10 minutes. Proko on YouTube. It's probably just Proko. If you look it up, it's like got huge, I don't know, it's the biggest YouTube art instruction for figurative and portrait. He started like a whole online art school. But if you look up Proko, I just put it in the chat. Here's some really wonderful, the earliest, his first ever videos must have been like about 10 years ago that I watched them. They focus on different facial features. So it's like there's a video just about the nose, and there's a video just about eyes, and it has a really wonderful, digestible and a bit funny way of explaining how these how the structure of the face works. And once you have that kind of foundational understanding, you don't need to be looking at that every time that you draw, but you start. For me, it really helped me to be like, oh, that's why this part of the face looks like this. And then, of course, every face is different. But having that kind of foundational understanding of the structure of the face underneath your sketching, I think really helps a lot. So I hope that is helpful for you, Tom, and anyone else who's watching, because it was really helpful to me back in the day. Thank you so much to Mia. yeah, we can't really tag Mia on Instagram, but definitely go follow Mia and listen to some of her music. And I've found it really beautiful and uplifting, and it's so wonderful what she's doing, and the tangible kind of affection and appreciation of the world and of people that's coming through her singing. Really beautiful. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you again this time tomorrow, I hope, or you'll see me and we can chat in the chat. And oh yeah, I saw some likes. You can give me some thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like more of these, because there's going to be more. And you can hit the little notification bell, and it'll come right to your phone and say, in half an hour Dylan's going to be drawing this person, and we can hang out and draw together. Hi Almud, Malise, everyone, thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow evening, German time, 9 p.m, we're going to be chatting with Adam Paquette in Drawn Together. Shannon and myself, we have a wonderful show where we get a guest and we do a long pose and talk to them about all sorts of things. So we'd love to have you join us there too. See you then. Now I'm going to hit end stream, and it will say end, and